Hello students, I am Dr. Komal Rathore, Assistant Professor, Kamal Bhatia, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. For today's session, we will talk about neonatal tuberculosis. So first of all, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a chronic infectious disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It has both pulmonary and extrapulmonary manifestations. Causative agent, the most common agent associated with pulmonary and most of the extrapulmonary tuberculosis is Mycobacterium tuberculosis and other including and the host factor, age, sex, and malnutrition. Age, no age is exempted. Frequency of infection increase progressively as a child grows in age. Sex, adolescent girls are more prone, especially during puberty. Malnutrition, under-malnourished children are more susceptible to develop tuberculosis due to depressed immunological response. Now, mode of transmission is through inhalation or droplet of infected secretion, person to person by airborne, mucus droplet, nuclear particles 1 to 5 micromm in diameter that contain Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Environmental factors such as poor circulation enhance transmission. Young children rarely affected, other children and or adult. Reservoir of infection. Infection is spread by the tuberculosis patient who discharges tubercle bacilli in his sputum or nasopharyngeal secretion. In neonates, few infections may also spread by the transplacental route, congenital tuberculosis that's called. Immunodeficiency. Children with primary and secondary immunodeficiencies are more likely to develop disseminated disease. Intercurrent infections. The quiescent tuberculosis infection may flare up after the attack of measles and pertussis that suppress cell-mediated immunity. Environment. The risk of acquiring the infections is associated with the extent of to contact. Site affecting lung in pulmonary tuberculosis, extrapulmonary sites is meninges, kidneys, bone, fallopian tube, and lymph nodes. Here, if pulmonary affected, then make bones foci. With the enlarged hilar lymph nodes is called primary complexes. Respiratory tract, aerosol droplet, dried sputum, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, reach in lungs and attack the alveoli here, and then draining lymph nodes and granuloma form. That is tubercular granuloma. Giant multinucleated cells. Lymph node enlarge and compress on the regional bronchi. Partial obstruction or complete obstruction. Partial obstruction, hyperinflation of the distal segment of the lung, and complete atelectasis. Often inflamed caseous node attaches to the bronchial wall and erode through it, causing endobronchial tuberculosis or fistula tract. Progressive pulmonary tuberculosis occur in elderly immunocompromised patient. The typical lesions enlarge with the expansion of area of the cessation. Erosion into bronchus evacuate the caseous center, creating a ragged, irregular line cavity lined by caseous material that is poorly walled off by fibrous tissue. Erosion of blood vessels resulting in hemoptysis. Special features of progressive pulmonary tuberculosis is caseous necrosis and cavity formation. Activity may be ruptured into blood vessels, spreading mycobacteria throughout the body and break into airway, release the organism in aerosol and sputum. Here is another type, biliary tuberculosis. Lymphhematogynous spread of tuberculosis infections from primary foci or later stage of TB systemic organ or isolated organ. Infection into pulmonary vein or pulmonary artery. So pulmonary vein, disseminated or isolated organ lesion, and pulmonary artery, restricting the development of lesion within the lung. Yeah. Granulomatous from Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, secondary tuberculosis, the initial lesions is usually focused on consolidation less than 2 cm in diameter within 1 to 2 cm of topical pleura, apical pleura. Such foci are film, gray white that have a variable amount, central cessation and peripheral necrosis, which progressively undergoes fibrosis, leaving fibrocalcified scar. May heal spontaneously or after therapy. So here should be remember 2 cm in diameter with 1 to 2 cm of apical pleura. That is secondary tuberculosis. Here, bacteria inhaled, alveoli macrophages. Bacteria escape into the cytoplasm, multiply, granuloma form, and cessation. Delayed type of hypersensitivity, that's positive. Here, spread, coughing, cycle. Whole cycle is spreading out. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Tuberculosis in pregnancy and newborn. Pulmonary and extrapulmonary tuberculosis in pregnant women is associated with increased risk of prematurity, growth retardation, low birth weight, and prenatal mortality. Congenital TB is rare because TB of female genital tract result in infertility. Congenital transmission usually occur from lesions in the placenta through umbilical vein, aspiration or ingestion of infected amniotic fluid. Most common route of infections for the neonate is postnatal airborne transmission from an adult with infectious pulmonary TB. Now, two type, intrathoracic tuberculosis or extrathoracic tuberculosis. Intrathoracic, 4 types, primary infection, progressive pulmonary disease, miliary tuberculosis or pleural effusion. First is primary infections, So further, extrathoracic tuberculosis, TB of superficial lymph node, CNS tuberculosis, abdominal tuberculosis, skeletal renal tuberculosis, and skull tuberculosis. So here, primary infection that is intrathoracic. Intrathoracic tuberculosis, first type is primary infection. So first, it is called pulmonary primary complex. No manifestation in infant and young children. Silent primary constitutional symptoms: mild fever, malaise, anorexia, weight loss, failure to thrive, decreased activity, and fatigue. Cough is inconsistent symptom. Irritating dry cough. Symptoms of bronchial and tracheal compression. Hilar lymphadenitis, important feature. Progressive primary disease is the result of progression of primary disease, high-grade fever, cough with expectoration, hemoptysis, development of cavity or ulceration on the bronchus, abnormal chest sign like dullness, decreased air entry, and crepitations. Children with endotracheal tuberculosis, fever, cough, dyspnea, wheezing, cyanosis. Partial compression of airway, emphysema. Complete compression of large airway, feature of collapse. Cough is present in some cases. Hepatosplenomegaly present. Chest sign in the form of crepitation and rhonchi. X-ray finding, demonstration of multiple minute dot which may blend to give snowstorm appearance. It is very important. X-ray finding snowstorm appearance in tuberculosis. Biliary tuberculosis is the result of hematogenous spread, like that previously talked about. In the result of hematogenous spread characterized by intensive miliary molting of lung, involvement of spleen, liver, and other tissues. Most commonly seen in infant and young children. Onset is usually gradual but may be sudden. High fever, malaise, night sweats, growth failure, and anemia. Onset of insidious or acute rising temperature, cough, dyspnea, and pleuritic pain. Increase in effusions make breathing shallow and difficulty. Early stage pleural rub present. Early sign decreased chest wall movement, impairment of percussion node, diminished air entry on the affected side. That all the symptoms of pleural effusion. Severe of superficial lymph node. Associate with drinking or unpasteurized cow's milk, or by the extension of primary lesions of upper lung field or abdomen, leading to anterior cervical, axillary, tonsillar, and submandibular nodes. Low-grade fever may be the only systemic symptom. Cervical glands are most frequently involved, followed by axillary gland. To begin with, the glands are discrete and mobile, but soon become matter and adherent to the overlying skin. Untreated lymphadenitis progress to caesatic necrosis, capsular rupture, spread to adjacent nodes. Overlying skin, exudate crusted skin lesion. Now make scrofuloderma. And next is CNS tuberculosis. Most serious complications of tuberculosis in children arises from the formation of caseous lesion in the cerebral cortex or meninges that result from occult lymphatogenous spread, rapid progression to hydrocephalus, seizures, rise intracranial pressure. It's very important, CNS tuberculosis. Now, beginning with fever, headache, irritability, and drowsiness, advance with letharginess, vomiting, neutral rigidity, seizures, hypotonia, focal sign. And final stages is coma, hypertension, decelerate posture, decorticate posture, and death. Now, next is abdominal tuberculosis. It's often due to hematogenous spread of primary foci of the lung. Relatively uncommon in India. Three forms of tuberculosis: ascites, plasticis. Three forms of tuberculosis: ascites, plastics. It is peritonitis, and third is intestinal tuberculosis, in which epithelial ulceration resulting in chronic diarrhea. Means abdominal tuberculosis is uncommon in India. There are three forms of tuberculosis. And the first is tuberculosis, that is have ascites and plastics. And second is peritonitis, and third is intestinal tuberculosis, in which epithelial ulceration resulting in a chronic diarrhea. And skeletal tuberculosis, renal tuberculosis. Skeletal is tuberculosis of bone and joints, is always late results of hematogenous spreads of the primary focus in the lung. The common sites of spine, hip, and knee joints. And another renal tuberculosis manifestation and hematogenous disseminations taking 4 to 5 or even more years. Frequency of micturition, dysuria, sterile pyuria, painless hematuria. Skin tuberculosis, erythema nodosum, tuberculous ulcer, scrofuloderma, that is etiology I talk about earlier. Later, tuberculoides and lupus vulgaris. Chronic pulmonary tuberculosis. Now, tuberculosis have been so many years, so it becomes chronic pulmonary tuberculosis. A heel pulmonary complex get reactivities as a result of another infection or precipitating factors like measles and whooping cough. This causes adult type of tuberculosis called reinfection and chronic pulmonary tuberculosis or phthisis. So maximum incidence in adolescent girls, atypical and infraclavicular nodes are usually involved. Cavitation is more common and glandular form in lungs. Childhood tuberculosis and adulthood tuberculosis. It is the common things, so it's a comparatively. So now management. Talk about management. So it is very important. DOTS. DOTS, it's a full form, direct, observe, treatment, short course. It's a name given by WHO, recommended tuberculosis control strategy that combine 5 components. First, government commitment, including both political will at all level and establishing a centralized and prioritized system of TB monitoring, recording, and training. Second, case detection by sputum smear microscopy. Third, standardized treatment regimen direct observed by the healthcare worker or community health worker for at least the first 2 months. Regular drug supply, a standardized recording and reporting system that allow assessment of treatment result. Now, other medical management of pulmonary TB is related primarily with anti-tuberculosis agent for 6 to 12 months. Pharmacological management, post-line anti-tubercular medicines is streptomycin, 50 mg per kg per day, isoniazid, 5 mg per kg या 300 mg max per day, rifampicin 10 mg per kg per day, paraninzamide 15 to 30 mg per kg per day, ethambutol 15 to 25 mg per kg daily for 8 weeks and continuing for up to 4 to 7 months. And the second line medications is capromycin, ethiomeridine, cycloserine, and vitamin B, pyridoxine, usually administered with INH. INH means isoniazid. And the third line, other drugs that may be useful but are not on WHO list or SLD. Rifabutin, it's all just a co-treatment with first or second line medication. So we have to learn or we have to remember all these drugs. So that's all about the tuberculosis, neonatal tuberculosis. So I hope this video you like it and it is very beneficial to you. So thank you.